this is in the context of Ukraine. I'm thinking even more broadly than that, which is to say, how do you think about China, for example? Is China an adversary of ours that you would worry about?
Well,
how do you think about those who have nuclear abilities that are in the Middle East right now, for example?
Yeah, well, I mean, these are all very different scenarios. You asked the aggregate risk. And so if you take the aggregate risk of a miscalculation or, in Iran, you take the aggregate risk of, or a calculation in Iran that makes, you take the aggregate risk of countries that, just take countries that define themselves as adversarial to America. Forget what we think. So then you get Iran, China, Russia. They define themselves as adversaries. We can debate how we define ourselves to them, vis-a-vis them. They have a narrative where, very similar to the miscalculation on the Russian side, where they are more potent and on more of the winning side than we might see it. And in each one of these cases, they have access to weapons of mass destruction, not just nuclear weapons, but biological weapons and other kinds of weapons. And so we're living, and because of that, it's just a very, that's why, again, I don't want to, it's not just my software, but that's why the efficiency of how we deal with pandemics, how we deal with understanding where people are positioning their weapons, how we understand where people are positioning their military satellites, how we understand what people are actually doing on the ground, which is largely a human problem combined with software, and SIGINT problem, meaning what humans know, what satellites know, and how it's integrated in software, has to be world-class, because the risk of an absolute disaster is very high, and this is the only thing where we have a structural advantage over other countries, and it's significant.